Hey guys, so for Halloween, I thought I'd let you all partake in one of my personal favorite pastimes, which is I like to peruse and randomly choose from recent horror movies. You never know what you're gonna get. That's what I go insane. You can click on something thinking like, oh man, this is gonna be exactly like a found footage thing, and it's actually like the best made movie you've ever seen in the last 10 years. It's very up in the air. So, first up on the list of movies that I've watched tonight is this movie called The Frankenstein Theory, which came out in 2013. It was a good concept. I was genuinely surprised how much I liked the concept, which was simply that the notes at the beginning of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein were real, and that Frankenstein is actually out there in the Arctic still. And so it's kind of found footage, I guess. And the group of people, they go and find the Frankenstein. And it could have been really good. I think if they had met Frankenstein, like, halfway through the movie, and then the rest of the movie was trying to deal with that, unless, like, he's just a spooky monster that growls. Next up is a movie called Outpost from 2022, which is about a lady who's had horrible trauma, and she decides the best way to move on from this trauma is to get an infamously sexist job as a firewatch person and hang out in a firewatch tower, and she starts going crazy. And I did not like this movie. It's got a twist at the end that some people may say save it. It makes it better. It becomes entertaining. But, oh, man, it's one of those movies that's got, like, dream sequences a lot, but there's no tension because you know it's a dream sequence every time. You're like, oh, wow, someone's strangling her. But you're like, well, she's not getting strangled. It's because of her trauma. Pass. Now, I've got to keep watching this movie, which, spoiler alert, might be added to my favorite good bad movies. It's a strong start. And with a title like Legend of the Lizard Man, how could you go wrong? But while I do that, please enjoy this clip of my favorite moment from the Frankenstein movie.
The one guy who knows how to survive out here is dead!
Tried to
It's
tell
your
him.
fault!
I tried to tell him!
What happened?
We are
What did you
fucked!
see?
We went into the forest, there was a goddamn bloody dead Carl!
Alright, live from Lizard News. I just heard about a crazy lizard man attack. But I need proof, and only one man can tell me. Alright, had to give a quick pause, seeing as we have entered the real conspiracy zone. Let's check out what people have to say. If the lizard man is real, then why doesn't he come out of hiding? Alright, shut the fuck up, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Let's hear from Elizabeth over here. I know the lizard man personally. He's a good guy. I do too, Elizabeth. He's a great guy. What if it's actually a lizard woman? That's absolutely fucking absurd. Lizards are not women. The date is July 14th, 2003. You've entered a new dimension. The lizard man fucks ass. Tell me everything you know about the lizard man. Big? You don't know if it's an animal. Okay. There are two things I know about the lizard man. One is a guy. Two is an animal.
The word extinction is the biggest myth I have ever heard. Facts. I'm running through this time like I don't care.
Yeah?
I'm hoping you will answer on my prayer.
Lizard man. Hey, Barbara, have you heard about the new Lizard Man movie? Ew, fuck off, James! Oh shit, what's that growling? Oh, fuck Kermit the Frog here. Oh no, the Lizard Man!
That's Mike's boot.
Okay. Stay calm. Wait here. I'll go check it out.
Stay here, ladies. The boot might be a lizard man.
Wait, I'm serious. Knock it off.
Oh, I'm gonna grab you. I'm the lizard man, and I'm gonna grab you. Here's a lizard!
Mom, I can see the light off.
Jason,
What?
now would be a good time to get that door open.
He's just... What'd he do? What'd he doing? This is in your movie. You spent money on this, and that's the wrong tail. The lizard might be able to grow a new tail, but the wrong one. I'm sorry. What? What? And that was Legend of Lizard Man. I hope you enjoyed the kind of impromptu watch-along I had, uploading some of my favorite moments for the movie and making some jokes. At the end of this movie, something interesting. It's based on urban legend. This movie very loosely. And at the end, they actually have an interview with the real-life shop owner and another person, and they're showing like, oh, this is the real Lizard Man footprint. It's pretty cool. Another fun fact about this movie, which will make sense to me and absolutely nobody else, is the actor who played the real Conspiracy Zone guy is in what I consider to be the worst movie ever made, called Angry Asian Murder Hornets. The worst one I know of. I'm sure it gets worse. And I was like, hey, isn't that guy the guy from that horrible piece of garbage? And I looked it up and it was. And I was like, huh, look at me knowing people. But otherwise, this movie was alright. The first 15 minutes are so good, and then it just keeps going. But there is a goofy lizard, so it can only be so bad. And with that, I must call to a close this incursion into one of my favorite hobbies. Recommendations for the night. Skip the Frankenstein. Skip Outpost. And unless you're hanging out with me, in which case I might forcibly make you watch the first 15 minutes of Lizard Man, it's not really worth it. Instead, check out Virus from 1999, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. This movie gets a really bad rap, and I don't quite know why. Jamie Lee Curtis said it was the worst movie she's ever been in, which is a complete lie, because she's been in Halloween 2. Virus. Enjoy!